What's going on, my PT peeps and my Game of Thrones fans? One Eyebrow back to talk about episode 803 of Game of Thrones. So obviously, spoiler warning for Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 3, as well as the series as a whole. Now, Season 8, Episode 3, The Battle of Winterfell did not disappoint. It went a little different, well, a lot different than I thought was going to happen. I loved the episode. I thought it was great. It was an extended episode. Pretty cool stuff. Did it live up to the hype? Well, there was a lot of hype surrounding it, so I don't know about that, but let's talk about it. The battle was building up, and there was tension in the air, and what are we going to do, and what's the plan, and how's it going to go down? And it was kind of crazy that they had a plan for this. They sent in the Dothraki, and they were just mowed down. It was like, okay, they're gone, so the Dothraki were basically wiped out in a matter of a second. But building it up was great. The tension was there. How's it going to happen? What's going to happen? And it really was the whole entire episode. It was a little dramatic at the end, and the whole thing with the crypts did come true. Well, it's like, really, the bodies would be so decomposed by how long they were there, but when the Night King raised everybody, he raised the people from the crypts. Now, Dany saved the day several times. She saved Jon. I wonder if Jon's dragon's going to be okay, but Dany was a big part of how things went down. The Unsullied saved the day, the Dothraki were wiped out instantly, and it was pretty good. It was a night battle, well, like a mid-morning battle, and I have to say they did a good job with it. The catapults, the fire, I think they should have used fire a little bit more, but the Dragonfire and Melisandre really saved the day. The storm by the Night King and the White Walkers really put a damper on their plan. And I have to say, I thought we would have lost more characters, well, big characters. We lost a lot of people in the battle. I thought we would lose Grey Worm, Theon, Jorah, maybe Brienne, but we really didn't. And I have to say, I was kind of expecting it, so it was a little disappointing in my mind. Not the episode by any means, it was a great episode, but when you kind of build something up in your mind and it didn't happen, you're like, But overall, I love the episode. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying I thought it would go down pretty differently. And it was a good mix of battle, story, battle, slow down, and it was a good mix of that. It wasn't just battle for the entire hour and 22 minutes. We lost Jorah, which was very sad, but I thought it would happen. He protected his Khaleesi and Dany, which was awesome. But my wife was like, is Ghost there? Where's Ghost? Oh, Ghost is right there. She was so worried about Ghost, and I think she still is. I love Ghost. I wonder what happened to him because he led in the charge. Did he make it back to Winterfell? I really hope so. But the battle did not disappoint. It was definitely awesome. We lost a lot of people, and it was crazy to think that we lost a lot of people and they were resurrected to lose them again. But Melisandre just comes in like, hey guys, can you hold up their swords? Okay, light them on fire. Okay, let me just light the trench on fire. And she helped Arya kill the Night King, and she had her destiny. That was kind of how it went down. I can't believe this guy is gone. It's crazy to think that the Night King is gone and we still have 3 episodes left. And I'm not disappointed by any means. I just thought it would go down pretty differently. As for Sansa, she kind of just hid the whole time. And I don't know where the theories that were being told about her seeing Littlefinger. That was a theory before the episode aired, and thank goodness that did not happen. But again, there's so many crazy theories. Don't believe the hype, that's for sure. But Sansa, we'll see what happens. Is she going to lead the North? As for Arya, she's awesome. She's a badass character, the badass character for sure. I wonder what's going to happen with her next. I did not see that coming, where she jumped in and tried to end the Night King, and then dropped the dagger, and then boom, pretty awesome. I have to say, her new weapon that she wanted made was pretty awesome. I felt like it was kind of like Donatello-esque from the Ninja Turtles, but hopefully she'll still have it going forward. I don't think she really needs it now, but it was kind of short-lived. It was a couple little moments here and there, and then she had to run for her life in there, but it was pretty cool when she kind of dove on top of them and rolled. And Arya had some great moments, as you knew she would, because she's a badass character, her and the Hound, and I'm glad the Hound really went to save her because that connection is there, and I like to see that. Beric Dondarrion saved her life, and that was his reason for staying alive, which is crazy to think that this was all planned out by the Lord of Light, the old gods, the new gods, however it was seen in the story, it was playing out the way it was supposed to be, and Bran knows what's supposed to happen, and he's just sitting back and watching it. Was crazy. But Arya is a badass. I love this character. She's definitely on my top 10 list of favorites, that for sure, but she definitely moved all the way up to number 1 or number 2 after this episode for sure, and I gotta love her. The battle scenes were awesome, and overall they definitely did a great job, but without Dany and the dragon fire, they were pretty out of luck. They were definitely being overwhelmed. There's no way that anyone at Winterfell could have survived without Arya, without Dany, without Jon, without the dragons for sure, because they were just overwhelmed. It was so many characters. But I felt bad for the Hound because of the fire, but I just kind of feel bad for Beric Dondarrion because he was doing so much to save the day in there, and he was getting stabbed and trying to hold him off and getting stabbed. And then it was just like, oh, and then Clegane, we need you. But the Mountain versus the Hound can still be happening. Hopefully it happens in the 3 remaining episodes. As for Jon, well, Aegon, it's just weird to call him Aegon, but Jon, he was really flying around for a lot of it. And it turns out that Dany and Jon, and really the plan was for them to see the Night King. They had to find out where he was and what was going to be, and then they would go after him with their dragons, and the flying around with the dragons was pretty cool. I wonder if Jon's dragon is still alive, and Drogon seems to be okay. I'm glad he was, and I felt bad when he was getting stabbed and being overwhelmed by the whites, and I really don't know what's going to happen with these two, because I see that Dany saved Jon for sure, because they're on the same team. But is the Mad Queen coming, and is it Daenerys? And I love Jon Snow, and he was going after the Night King. I was like, come on, get him, he's going to go after him. And then when the Night King rose those people, it was like, oh man, he had his chance. But it's crazy to think that the Dothraki are gone. The Unsullied are still around. I'm glad Grey Worm is still alive. I just thought he would get killed off because of, the nature of the battle. Theon was kind of the guy doing a lot for Bran. And it's got to be tough for Bran when he was like, yep, he's going to die. And you got to respect Theon a little bit. He's done some crazy things, some terrible things, but he feels bad for it. And he went out trying to kill the Night King, which was pretty cool. I mean, the Night King just was like, see ya. But you got to respect Theon fighting to the end. And the battle was like, all right, we hear the noises. And when all those whites came running in and rushing in, it was nuts because there were so many of them. I love Brienne. I love Podrick. Jaime was pretty cool. And they did good. And they survived. That's for sure. And that's the name of the game. But not everybody survived. Varys was alive. But I know Melisandre said that you're going to die in this place too, just like I am. So what's the future hold for Varys? Something in King's Landing? What do you think? And a big loss is the Mormonts. Lyanna and Jorah. We lost both of them in the battle. And it was kind of crazy to think that Lyanna, this small little girl, who was only supposed to be on 1 episode, by the way, kind of stole the show. And we'll never forget how she was killed off, taking down a white giant. Pretty awesome. Jorah went down protecting his Khaleesi and Dany. You got to respect that for sure. And it was a nice touching moment. And to be honest, I thought we would lose more characters in the same way. I thought we might lose Tormund, maybe Brienne. We lost Ed, which sucked. That sucked. Ed was kind of a small character, but I liked Ed. I like all 3 of these characters right here. And we lost 2 of them in this picture. We didn't lose Tormund, luckily. But what did you make of the Night King not being burned? Does that make him a Targaryen? Or just you can't kill the White Walkers and the Night King that way? You can kill whites, but not White Walkers and the Night King. It doesn't matter now, but what did you make of that? The Night King is gone, and it was kind of shocking to see that. I was like, wow, I did not expect them to kill him off like this. They won the Great War, the great battle at Winterfell. It was pretty awesome, but I have to say, it was pretty dramatic, almost over dramatic, when the Night King was there and Theon, charged him, turned to the side and stabbed him. And then he walked and walked and walked and walked. And Bran's just looking at him. And previously, Bran was just walking the ravens, just sitting there, waiting for the time to go, and then waiting and waiting. And I guess he knew it was going to happen, and he didn't want to do anything to stop it. But I have to say that Arya is awesome. It was an awesome, epic moment, and I'm glad that everyone here survived. I can't wait to see what the last 3 episodes entail, 4, 5, and 6, and then the series is over. We lost some people in this picture here, and I'm sure we're going to lose some more. But what did you think of episode 803? I thought it was great. Did it live up to the hype? I don't know. That's debatable because there was a lot of hype around this episode. The biggest battle ever in TV history. And it's kind of crazy with Avengers Endgame the same weekend. It's a lot. It's a lot of emotions, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of loss, a lot of crazy stuff. But we all can agree that Arya is a badass. And we all have to be very, very thankful for her. She's awesome. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. If you can, guys, please hit that subscribe button to become a valued member of our PT channel family. We talk about The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Marvel, a bunch of different things. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories. And Lyanna Mormont, you'll be missed, that's for sure. You're gone, but definitely not forgotten. See ya.